Hey guys, how's it going? This is Jason James, and welcome to Fighting for Liberty. We got a bunch of stuff to get to, so get your bullshit mug together. Mm. So much has gone on in the past week or two here. My bad. I've been busy. Although I still love doing this. I still love doing this for you guys. Those of you that tune in, and it, as always, it gets a little bit of stress off my back. So what's happened in the past little while? I mean, we got to touch on obviously what happened. Was it Monday night now? I guess. Yeah, it feels like it's been a week since this happened. But unless you've been living under a rock, Will Smith in one slap probably just ruined his career. But at the same time, I have no sympathy for him, and we'll get into that. But I mean, let's have a look at it. I know you probably have seen it a million times, but let's have a gander at it, and we'll throw in some commentary as we go, and we'll have some other people weighing in on what they thought about it as well. Well, actually, just one. Spoiler: it's a guy that I didn't think that would say something, and he's been kind of getting more woke in the past little while, and I thought he was lost, to be honest. I thought he was going a little bit crazy, but I won't tell you who it is because he's one of my favorite actors. Growing up, I was a huge fan. He was one of my heroes. So let's have a look at what happened. All right.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right?
All right. So before we get all the way to the actual slap heard around the world, let's take a moment to see that when he made this joke, Chris Rock made this joke about Jada's hair, basically. Now, she's suffering from alopecia, or alopecia, I guess, depending on who you talk to. My dad had this. It's not deadly, all right? It's a hair follicle disorder, usually caused by stress. Okay, so it's not deadly. And it goes away. It's treatable. So it is not a life-threatening disease. Okay. It'll be a little bit more stressful for a woman, I would imagine, because I mean, a woman losing her hair in clumps like you can, or it turns brilliant white, right? This is what happened to my dad. He lost clumps in the back of his head, and it turned really white. So if that happens, I mean, sure, it could be traumatic and everything, I guess. But worth getting up on stage and slapping a dude out for? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So if you notice in the video, Will actually is laughing at the joke, and it's a fucking bad joke. Okay, it's a G.I. Jane joke, and G.I. Jane. You know what? Most millennials will not even remember that movie. That was a Demi Moore movie where she joined the Navy SEALs. First female to do it. I think she's the only one to do it, but it was in a movie. It wasn't real. Okay, so the premise being is that Jada Pinkett Smith was going to end up in the second version of that movie. So it was a shitty joke. It wasn't funny. Okay, like it wasn't even, and people are going, "Ooh," like it was edgy and everything you could hear in the crowd and stuff like that. Dude, that wasn't an edgy joke. That was even for Chris Rock, who's not somebody who roasts people, directly typically. Yeah, no. that was a really shitty joke. Okay, especially for it to end up the way it did. But let's continue.
That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Richard. Oh, wow. Wow.
There's Will smiling when he walks
Will
up
Smith
stage.
just smacked the shit out of me.
So a lot of people are saying could be fake, and and I'm not going to espouse to any of this shit. That to me is like, okay, I kind of thought the same thing for a little bit. I was like, it's probably staged because everybody's like, oh, the Oscars they suck. They have sucked for a long time. They're going to continue to suck, especially if this is the kind of shit that they're putting out. But I mean, the way that he reacted after, the way Chris reacted after he got smacked is kind of what tells me that it was probably real. He was kind of frazzled, but he is a consummate professional. This guy's been around for a long time. He's been doing stand-up for probably, like 20 years plus, I'm guessing. More than that, probably. He knows what he's doing. He handled it like a champ, and Will hits like a bitch, but I'm not surprised. You couldn't even put down Chris Rock, who's half your size, right? I mean, if this was a different Rock, if this was, I don't know, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, I don't think Will Smith's going on stage and slapping him the fuck out. I don't think he's doing that. Okay, so Going up and smacking a smaller man like that, who's making a joke, that just makes you look like the fucking joke, Will. Okay. As somebody who watched Fresh Prince of Bel Air and used to love that show, I expected more, but this isn't fucking Bad Boys for Life when you're at the Oscars, dude. There's real consequences for this stuff, and we'll get into that after this. So let's finish the video off here. As painful as it is to watch Chris have to fucking meander his way through this and try and get back on track, but let's see what he does.
Thi-
name out your fucking mouth.
Oh, what's that?
Wow, dude.
Oh, look at him.
It was a
He's so angry, he's
G.I.
crying.
Jane
That's a real dude for you there.
Wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I'm
Or else
going
what?
to.
What are you gonna
okay? do? I could. Oh, okay. That was
It almost seems like right there, I don't know if anybody noticed that. It almost seems like Chris was gonna say something probably epic. Huh? He might have been thinking, he's like, oh, I could just, because he's got something on him. It seems like it. Does he have something on Will? He might have something on Will. And you know what? At that moment, I'm like, Chris, just spit it out, man. Whatever it is, you got something on him that's gonna make him look like a little bitch. Like, I mean, walking up and slapping a dude like that doesn't make you look like a bitch already, but he looked like he was gonna say something there. Because my gears were, I was like, oh, he's probably got something on him.
greatest night in the history of television. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And it didn't leave a mark, which I love, right? I think that's indicative of what kind of person Will, how limp-wristed he is when he's trying to smack a dude out. Like I said, you do that with somebody else, anybody else. First of all, he should have been kicked out of the Oscars right there. I'm not following their mentality of how he's still sitting in his chair. 10 seconds after he does this, nobody walks up to him. Nobody says anything to him. They go to break. And then all these total nutless wonders walk up to him, giving him hugs and everything and consoling him after he just slapped a dude out for a bad joke. I couldn't believe what I was seeing, to be honest. Even for Hollywood, I was like, Jesus Christ, is this really what this is divulged into now? I mean, we all knew it was, Hollywood was Hollywood. It is what it is, right? It's corrupt. It's a lot of things, right? But seeing that, people coming up to him like Bradley Cooper, God damn it, Brad, I used to love you, dude. The Hangover, fuck. Gonna go over, hey man, you okay, dude? Are you okay, bro? Really? Denzel went up there? What the fuck, Denzel? Denzel didn't go up and smack him the fuck out? What's going on in the world right now? I mean, I don't get it. So he gets to stay, the whole show. Not only that, he wins Best Actor and gets on stage and starts crying like a bitch. I'm going to keep using that word because it's the word of the day. Bitch. Crying like a bitch. And and he doesn't apologize. He apologizes to literally everybody else but Chris Rock, the Academy, my fellow nominees, the people in the audience, just everybody but Chris. And I'm like, come on, man, dude. I don't know, man. It's just debauchery at its worst. And it's the degradation. If you want to see the degradation of society unfolding before you, it's this. This is it right here. The fact that you can walk up, a millionaire, actor, hip hop artist, and walk up and smack out one of the most prolific comedians to ever grace the stage. Also another millionaire. And they get to walk back to your seat like nothing happened. Nobody kicks you out. And everybody comes up and makes sure that you're okay. Not the other guy, but that you're okay. That you're good. You straight, bro? Are you good? Yeah, I'm all right. I'll get over it, bro. He laughed at the joke, man. Yeah, he laughed at it. And then Jada looked over at him and said, well, Tupac would have done something. And then he just got up there and tried to be all gangster, right? So maybe you should find August. What is that rapper guy that stayed at your house there for a while? And, there was a inappropriate physical relationship with your wife and you did nothing but came on TV and cried about it. And I know that guy's probably hurting. I know that Will Smith's probably going through a lot and everything, but if you're willing to do that in front of millions of people on live television, why the hell didn't you just smack the shit out of that kid when he was at your house and been done with it? Then you would have been and left her. I would think that's probably the best thing to do, because now they're in an open relationship, and it seems like to me that the only person that's going outside the relationship is her. I don't know. I'm spitballing here. But let's have a look at. I wanted to share somebody else's opinion on this, and it's somebody that I thought we'd lost. To be totally honest with you. So let's have a look at this. And this person hits the nail on the head.
And on Hollywood's
not this
response
goofball,
as a whole.
not this guy.
I was sickened. I was sickened by the standing ovation. I felt like Hollywood is just spineless, en masse. And it really felt like, oh, this is a really clear indication that we're not the cool club anymore.
There was some question today about if anyone else had walked from the audience and done that, they would have been escorted out by security or maybe even arrested. The police asked Chris if he had to file charges.
Yeah, if it was Mel Gibson or like Russell Crowe or anybody that you would be like, well, I could see that happening. But and you don't want to bring race into it. And I'm not going to, because it's just low hanging fruit. Tackled, handcuffed, chucked in the back of a really nice police car, like a limousine police car, because they're still famous and all, but still taken the fuck out of that building, and treated like a criminal, because that's what you are. You just fucking assaulted somebody. But what I like about Jim Carrey, what he's saying here, and I'll play a little bit more of it, is that he was sickened by it, and he was sickened by how gutless basically Hollywood is, even for Hollywood, and that's saying a lot. And him saying this, listen, I mean this is going to affect Jim's career too, but I think he's gotten to a point where he's sick of it too. He's done. And like I was saying before, Jim Carrey was one of my favorite actors, probably my favorite actor growing up in the 90s and everything. I emulated him. I wanted to be him. And then he kind of went off the rails a little bit. And now when he says stuff like this, and it's very poignant, and it's very real, and it makes sense. That's the other thing. He's sounding very coherent. And for a while there, I thought he was kind of going off the rocker a bit there. He's going off the deep end a little bit. He sounds really, really normal here. And maybe everything that he was doing before, all the videos that he was doing, little short videos, that kind of seemed a little bit fucking out there. Maybe this was all just him being a comedian after all, and everybody took it too serious. But I mean, he has been through stuff too as well. I'm not saying that he hasn't, but let's continue on. See what else he has to say.
Charges. They asked Chris, do you want to file charges? And Chris apparently said no, he did not.
He doesn't want the hassle. I'd announced this morning that I was suing Will for $200 million, because that video is going to be there forever. It's going to be ubiquitous.
Great point.
That insult is going to last a very long time.
Yep.
I don't have anything against Will Smith. He's done great things.
Well, I didn't.
But that was
Have you
not
talked
a
to-
good moment. It cast a pall over everybody's shining moment.
Well, Hollywood doesn't really respond to anything.
So, yeah, like, I couldn't have said it better myself. And to be honest, I'm glad an A-lister like Jim Carrey, somebody stood up. And there's been a lot of comedians that have stood up after this and said, "Hey, you know what? Is this what we're doing now? We're going to allow people to come on stage and smack the fuck out of comedians when they say something somebody doesn't like." So it sets a fucking dangerous precedent. It does. And we've seen this. I've seen this a few times in smaller comedy clubs. There's videos out there where somebody came on stage and it was, obviously, terrifying for the comedian and stuff like that, who's just trying to fucking do their job. Somebody come up and wants to attack them. And we're seeing this from supposedly A-listers, right? People that are supposed to be kind of not morally superior, but they grandstand and they're entitled and definitely fucking privileged. Come out and smacking dudes around, and it's not okay, man. It's not okay, and it sets a really dangerous precedent. It really does. So I mean, Joe Rogan said that, and I mean, there's been a ton of comedians that have come forward and said, "Listen, this is unacceptable, and he should have to face music for this." Now, I mean, it doesn't look like there's any charges coming. Obviously, Chris Rock says no, not going to charge him. Jim's right, man. I'm $200 million because that's going to turn into a fucking meme that never goes away. It's going to be an NFT probably one day. I still don't know what the fuck those are, but it's going to probably be one of those and be worth millions of dollars for somebody else. It's just never going to go away. That's going to be a black mark on Chris Rock's career as well, because he's probably going to think that maybe I shouldn't have said that joke, when it's like, no, dude, you did. He's going to question himself and be like, I shouldn't have said that joke, or I should have reworded it different or whatever. And I say fuck that. I think that joke was it wasn't even in bad taste, to be honest with you. If I had to be honest, I'm not. I don't think it was in bad taste at all. I think it was just I think it was a shitty joke. But I mean, I didn't think it was that funny. But neither did Will. Well, Will did. Will thought it was funny, you bastard, and then you went up and smacked him anyway. So I think that, like I said, this is the degradation of society happening right before your eyes. When somebody can go up there and do that, and nobody's calling it out, especially right at that point in time. It's easy to do it after the fact when you've all left, left the theater or whatever, or the venue, and then you have something to say. It's like, no, you need to say something when you're there. When that happens, you fucking get up and say something like, "Hey, dude, that's not fucking cool. Like, somebody want to grab this dude, or do I have to do it myself?" Whatever, There's lots of big fucking tough action stars in there in that building at that time that should have done something. I'm not expecting Jim Carrey to go out there. I think he's pretty much a pacifist, but at the same time, he did use his words. He's one of the first ones to speak out and say, that's not cool, man. You can't just walk up and smack somebody because you don't like what they said. These are jokes. It's all jokes, man. That's all it is. So again, I think that this is going to be around for a while. But I think that I was pretty sure can't the cops do? I mean, if Chris Rock doesn't want to charge him, I guess maybe it's like in Canada. I guess they don't have a crown there, so the crown here would be like, you don't want to press charges? Well, fuck it, we're going to press charges because we just witnessed. It was on national television. There's like, you don't even have to gather evidence. It was right there. There's tons of angles and video of it happening, and neither party is denying that it happened. I mean, you should be able to charge that person for fucking something, anything. But I guess not, because I guess if you're a Hollywood elite, then you don't have to worry about that shit. So that's all I want to say about that, to be honest with you. Yeah, fuck. That's dominating the news waves right now. That's sad too. That's what we're getting stuck on. There's so much going on in the world right now. People can't feed themselves in Western countries because of inflation and war going on in Ukraine. But this is dominating the headlines right now, and it's almost like this shit always happens every time something bad that paints the government in a bad light. Something like this happens, which is why a lot of people are like, I think it's fake. So I get that mentality. You might think it's fake, but I don't think it is. I think it's just coincidental. That's just my opinion. But like, what timing though? It is kind of weird timing. But anyway. Let's move on to the next thing, and I'm not going to talk on this for too long because it's just early in the morning, and this topic really just, here comes the bullshit. This topic just gets me on in a bad way, right? So the NDP and the Liberals have made a coalition of sorts. They don't call it that, but that's exactly what it is. It's a way of holding on to power for the Liberals. And the NDP get consolations, which we don't know what they are yet. But Jagmeet and Justin are indeed in bed together, figuratively and, well, just figuratively for now. But I mean, the possibilities are endless at this point. Who knows? So the NDP are never going to get voted into office ever as a federal party. I don't see that ever happening because they're just they're too extreme left for even the Liberals and most Canadians, which the table is shaking, which is hard to believe, but especially with the way people are acting these days, it's hard to believe that, but it is true for now. So everything that the Liberals do at this point, the NDP are going to vote for, and they're going to be behind no matter what it is. I'm guessing they're going to get some money or something. I don't know. I mean, they're going to get some things pushed through that the NDP want, which will probably be a lot smaller things. The Liberals and NDP seem to be on board, in theory, with climate change stuff and taxation. The NDP love to tax, and it seems like this liberal party, this version of this Liberal Party loves to tax. So I think they're in bed for those things, carbon tax, stuff like that. That's all good across the board. Leaving our Conservatives holding their bags. Not the bag, holding their bags, because I haven't seen them do anything with any kind of testicular fortitude for quite some time here, ever since the convoy ended. They've been pretty silent. Candice Bergen calling out this as a power grab, and there's a collective duh across Canada. Thanks for pointing that out, Candice. Pierre Poilievre is buying buying donaires with Bitcoin to try and stay relevant. And it's just like, you guys gonna try and do anything? Or but I don't honestly. I don't think there is anything they can do right now. I think Trudeau's in for until 2025. That's the bottom line. Unless something were to happen that even the NDP found disgusting, which good luck with that. I don't think that we're going to see any kind of change here. So we're stuck with this guy for another 3 years, which is not the news that everybody was hoping for. Obviously, we were hoping that there was going to be an election called here in the next 6 months or whatever. Not going to happen now. We're in for the long haul, boys and girls. This one is going to sting tomorrow, April 1st, and it's not April Fool's. This is not a joke. The carbon tax goes up 25%. That's right, 25%. It goes up by a quarter. So if you thought things were bad now, wait until tomorrow, because tomorrow's another day to absolutely gut you of your hard-earned money. So heating costs are going up, gas bills, food, obviously, just everything, all your goods and services, everything is going to have to jack up their prices again to keep up with this runaway inflation and the taxation on said runaway inflation. So we can't just blame Russia. Unfortunately, that's an easy scapegoat. I love how everybody got on board with it's Russia's fault thing. I think that's hilarious. It's like that just happened in the last month and a half, and inflation's been growing for the last couple of years. So how is it their fault? Well, it's mostly their fault. It's mostly their fault. How do you figure? It's like, well, they're doing war. Yeah, they're doing war with a small neighboring country that has nothing to do with us. And if we wanted to, of course, we could pump our own oil out of our own backyard, and then the Americans could do the same thing. And for whatever reason, we are going to say no to that. We are going to try and not only not pump oil and gas out of our own backyard, we're going to try and systematically destroy our natural resources, making it so that we are in a crisis of supply and demand. Easy fix. It's right in front of you, and people are like, you have the answer right in front of you. Why aren't you using this very simple solution to this problem? Why wouldn't you just go ahead and up your capacity to drill in your own backyard? Oh, but because the environment, yeah, because of climate change, and that's where we're headed. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna buy more land for wind farms and not use them to grow crops and food, because that makes sense. And per capita, as many windmills as we're going to need to try and generate the same kind of power that we've been getting from our natural resources. We're going to have far less food. We're going to have a lot more dead animals. We're gonna have to go encroach on more habitat for animals. But that doesn't matter because climate, right? So it doesn't take a lot to figure this out, guys. This is being it feels very much planned. It feels like it's a strategic way to destroy our economy, get rid of this fiat currency, and usher in the digital currency, which we all know is coming. Joe Biden's gaffing, saying, "Well, we got the new world order there, man. You gotta keep that, the order of the world. It's gotta be new in the new world order." And he's gaffing all over the place, basically spelling out exactly what they're planning on doing, and then his party is trying to back him up and say that's not what he meant. He didn't mean to say it like that. I mean, like, well, what did he mean to say? He sitting with the 82nd Airborne in Poland and says like, well, you guys will see when you get there. And they're just like, when we get there? Are we going there? Are we going to Ukraine? Are we going to fight the Russians? Well, no. I mean, yeah. I mean, you'll see. What the fuck, man? Like, and this is your guy, right? So just a lot of stuff going on like that, right? They're basically telling you what they're going to do. And people are like, oh, he said new world order, and that's just a conspiracy. And all these right wingers, they just get out. I'm like, dude, he said it though. Like, he said it, and it seemed like it was probably on his teleprompter. And like, if he was going off script there, then he did the one sentence he said off script was new world order. Really? I'm like, what are the odds of that happening? Bullshit. Anyways. Like I said, I don't want to get too I'm going down a fucking rabbit hole this morning. It's literally 6 a.m. here. I'm having my coffee and it hasn't kicked in yet, so my brain is probably in a fog. I just wanted to, I haven't done a video in a while, guys, and I apologize because you deserve better. but things have been busy for me. Yeah, that's all I got for today. You know what? That's all I got for today. We're going to go out on this. This is the way that this should have gone down instead.
What is the 5 fingers say to the face?
What?
What? Slap!
Yes!
What is the 5?
Stop it! I love Dave Chappelle, and I'm sure he's probably going to come out and say something on the issue as well that happened. The first thing we talked about there, I'm sure he's going to say something. I hope he does. I hope more comedians come forward and just lambaste this man or whatever for doing what he did. But you guys enjoy the rest of your week. April Fool's tomorrow, unfortunately, for all of us. The joke's on us. More carbon tax. So I'm sorry to ruin your day, but I am Jason James. This is Fighting for Liberty. Stay strong, stay proud, and stay free as long as you can. You guys have a great one. We'll talk to you soon.